Good morning. It's an honor to be here today to share with you TNT Kids Fitness distant e-learning model with you. My name is Kim Pladson. I'm the Executive Director of TNT, and we're located in Fargo, and we have been serving children of all abilities since 2006. Sonic is a creative solution to unlock potential through movement. It's an e-learning resource product. Through movement, we've been working on since 2006. TNT has been dedicated to removing the barriers for children with special needs by providing adaptive movement so all can participate. TNT serves 36 schools locally in Fargo and the surrounding areas. To see a picture of a child in a wheelchair that you're looking at, she still is enjoying that jumping on that trampoline. What we've noticed and what we've learned through 15 years is this joy is developing the muscles to strengthen their core, their neck, and to improve their posture. Holding their heads up to allow a child to receive information around them as before when that view was potentially at the floor or at their feet. This is the real joy. But let me share with you a brief history of TNT. This is our facility. Our mission is to be 100% inclusive. From the athlete competing to the child in a wheelchair, our work through the years has broadened with a mindset to adapt and modify as a community embraced our mission. TNT has a lot of cool equipment to serve many abilities, but no matter the ability, there is not one piece of equipment that every child could benefit from. We have spent years working with equipment vendors, specifically with children with special needs, to teach how their product can impact many settings to include a home, a school, a therapy center, and gymnastic centers. TNT starts with serving babies through those important developmental stages of a child's life to adult. With 16 programs focusing on our mission, we unlock potential through movement. Through the years, we found transitions for a child are critical to their success, especially for those children with special needs. Keeping consistent fosters confidence as they transition through each stage of learning. Through the years of experience, we have developed Sonic, methods and strategies to help children identify how to de-escalate, redirect, and the triggers that apply, and those triggers, and to apply strategies that will help them regulate. TNT fosters the message that all of us have abilities. 2021 provided an opportunity to show our community the power of inclusiveness. Side by side, competitive level athletes to athletes in wheelchairs, competing with modifications to teach the skill level. The sense of pride and accomplishment was felt throughout the two-day competition. This competition was called Able Games. Able Games was a partnership with Connor McGovern. In college, his career was about football, but also his volunteer experiences, serving athletes with special needs. Now in the NFL, he wanted to give back in a larger way, designing a competition to include athletes side by side, no matter their ability. Year one was a success. Year two is already in the design to support our state of North Dakota, a vision of Connor's since the beginning. In partnership with South Valley and Williston Special Needs Co-op, we will work together with TNT to embed Able Games in a co-ability PE class so that their students could compete in April of 2022. Awareness is providing opportunity. I shared a high level and a brief description of our work at TNT. Now let's transition to Sonic, our virtual side to learn about a virtual resource and training tool that will support social, emotional, and behavioral needs of K through 12 students. Now let's learn about Sonic. innovative virtual training model for K through 12 educators, resources available 24/7 address social, emotional, and behavioral using creative and promising strategies. Public and private partnerships working together to unlock the potential. TNT started this e-learning model in 2019. However, we all know 2020 provided its own challenges. COVID actually validated our need to move quicker to serve. Sonic is designed to help a child so they do not experience a learning loss. Online resources that address promising strategies to support an educator, paraprofessional, therapist, and the parent or guardian. Sonic is a model that is designed to empower collaboration of like-minded stakeholders to come together to listen, ask questions, and learn. Sonic is a collaborative online resource that will perpetuate moving the needle forward to embed in our public, private, and tribal schools across North Dakota. It's important to include all learning institutions, as we know children do transition between these entities. Providing a universal learning and training model promotes consistent strategies across our state. The distant learning model and virtual model can be accessed 24/7. Our partner is South Valley Assisting TNT. Their special education cooperative serves 16 rural school districts in southeast North Dakota. To share our work and provide you a glimpse of utilizing our services to support students, I want to pause a moment now to share with you a video that articulates the impact not only for the student, but for the experts, you, the stakeholders, that will provide us real-time data.
I think in the past, schools felt like they had to do all of the work on their own and that they held all the expertise. And as the needs of our learners have changed, it's become very obvious to me that we need to partner with community members and other professionals to really meet their needs and the needs of their family. We do know that with the right services and the right plans, that we can help every student. So the challenge is finding the right plan, and TNT in many cases is at the table because of the services that they can provide our children.
I mean, this is a place the kids want to come. The experiences that we've had here have all been great. I mean, I think it starts because the staff here is tremendous. The coaches here are great. Coming here with all those people, the positivity of it, I think creates for a great atmosphere for the kids. So they always have great experiences when they come to TNT.
Having this experience rather than just going to gym, which DAPE is great, but here they don't even realize how much exercise they're getting. So they have this outlet for their energy. They try new things, they get a little bit scared, and then they're very proud of themselves. So every week when we say we're going to TNT, the group of individuals that get to go with are excited about it.
For some students, physical activity is not easy to gain access to based on their disabilities, but it is equally important for every child to have that, because if students are able to harness their energy in a positive way instead of releasing it in a way that maybe would hurt themselves or those around them, hurt their ability to learn, or deny another student access to their own learning, that is a problem. I think sometimes our schools err in that, okay, so a child misbehaves, what's the first thing they get taken away? Their physical activity at recess time as a consequence. But physical fitness is so critical for the learner overall that I appreciate that maybe in a proactive manner we can get some of that physical activity in and then prevent some of the problems that may arise later in the day.
I think as the year goes on, we see improved behavior. We see more positive mindsets out of the kids. Like they know they can do these things. They can rise to the challenges. They can problem solve situations. So I think their mindset is a lot more positive. And then I think they're just happier overall. I've had some of the best years this last few years in school, and I think TNT has a part of that because it's a constant thing that we do, and the coaches that are here are always positive with the kids. They're encouraging. I hear things like, I know you can do it, I believe in you. I hear those things from them, and I think that's important for the kids.
I just watched a student that I have that's really nonverbal go through a terrifying experience because he was nervous about what he was doing. He learned trust, and then he also accomplished that task and then went on and did more. So I think that it gives me an idea of how much more I need to expect from these students and believe in them.
I think their sense of belonging and their sense of having an opportunity that maybe they wouldn't have had outside of our school system. That sense that they can be physically active and they can have a great experience doing so is really very powerful. Ultimately, we want students that are feel good about themselves and are achieving. They're continuously growing and learning, and they're able to work within our society and to provide a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose within our society. And I think TNT, the energy and the positive climate that they have is just really, I don't know really what we would do without them.
I can't tell you how many times something is happening in the room and all the professionals just stop and look because we see a student that's done something that we never believed possible. We've seen just almost miraculous behaviors in some of these kids. They'll go from being very self-contained and nonverbal to hopping around and laughing and doing the tasks that are at hand. So I've seen amazing growth.
It's not only unique to have the facility, but to have people who are tirelessly moving forward with trying to seek out other funding sources and other resources to do more and more and more for children and adults with disabilities. That drive, I would guess, is very unique in our country. There may be facilities that are maybe similar, but I would have a hard time believing that they have been as proactive as the staff at TNT Fitness has been. I don't believe that there's ever going to be a time that they're going to quit trying to make things better for all children, and specifically children with disabilities.
Your generous gifts provide children the joy and experience that all children should have. Without you, hundreds of students who benefit from this program would not have this opportunity. We are grateful and thank you for your continuous support of TNT's mission of unlocking potential through movement for every child.
We know educators, paraprofessionals are seeking resources to help children be more confident, to be prepared, and the educators want to be more skilled in their profession. By providing resources and support, the higher likelihood is that schools will retain these critical professions and be able to recruit talent. TNT has a very unique in-house program. We have spent years designing a program that could go virtually to you. When we look at this slide, it does take a community to raise a child. And we look from the bottom up, working our way from the distant learning model is designed to support first the child, the learner. As we built the model, we looked at collaborating with the stakeholders. It's our audience, it's our experts, it's you, it's parents, paras, teachers, TNT, direct support specialists. The content we're seeking and learning through research and surveys, what are the highest priorities needed to deliver the highest quality of resources virtually? The product delivery, that's multiple methods that can be accessed to serve the multiple audiences. And lastly, the delivery platforms, either that's in person or it's virtual learning through Sonic's website. Have children actually changed over the years? Or is it time that we adapt, evaluate together the fast-paced environment in which we teach our children to learn? The eSonic model is how TNT grew to become a voice to all abilities through collaboration. We are all a stakeholder, and we need to work together to close the gap so each child can learn. We will work together to continually discover creative solutions. Stakeholders are the experts. We are the experts. We all work day in and out serving children. Sonic will virtually allow us to network together, to always address priorities. No two children learn or react the same way. We will develop those resources on a continuum to transform the way our stakeholders access information and receive professional development and resources for our families. I would now like to introduce Carrie Lukow. She has been collecting data for the past 5 months from our partner schools. She is going to share those results with you now.
Thank you, Kim. It's a pleasure to be here today, and once again, I'm Carrie Lukow, and I'm grateful to be part of this Sonic program and share the data with you. As Governor Burgum mentioned earlier, we have a lot of input into this, but with the end goal of having the output executed. The last 5 months, we've been in the listening and learning phase, and we are learning from the education experts, paraprofessionals, and the parents and guardians like you sitting in the room and joining us today virtually. We are pioneering pathways together to create solutions to close the gap on today's most critical issues. So in the past 5 months, we've been doing both qualitative and quantitative research with 4 groups. The first group being the administration group, made of superintendents, principals across 16 rural schools in South Valley, as well as state stakeholders in the special education department. The teacher group is comprised of the general education and special education teachers, PTs, OTs, and other direct support professionals. We have a paraprofessional group and also a parent-guardian group. So when we were initiating the surveys, one of the things that we wanted to know in general is how much are they researching just ideas related to their profession? And out of the teacher and the paraprofessional group, more than 50% of them are reaching out for this information more than 21 to 30 times a school year. So to put that in perspective, that is more than once every 2 weeks. And diving in a little bit more specifically with a question regarding students and children with behavioral, self-regulation, and special needs, we included the question with the parents and guardians in this, and the 3 groups combined, 67% of them are researching these ideas and strategies and new tips 11 to 20 times a school year. And a quarter of these are doing it more than 30 times a school year. And if we think about that, that is very often, and they're often doing this outside of their regular school hours. With Sonic, one of the things that we want to deliver on is what are the topics that are relevant and needed right now today. And through our qualitative research, we have identified 21 topics, and we asked the survey participants to rank those in order. And the top 5 topics right now today are anxiety reduction, strategies for that, trigger identification, strategies to help with difficulties in transitioning, and strategies to prevent and reduce emotional outbursts in the classroom, rounding out the top 5, the physical outbursts in the classroom as well. So this information, going back to Sonic and thinking about that online tool, and everyone can access it 24/7 with the same information and the same content, we asked them, do you think it would be useful? And 100% of the teacher group said yes. 80% of the paraprofessionals group said yes. The parent and guardians, 100% said yes. So then we're curious, how often are they going to use this? And the teacher group, almost 70% of them said once every 2 weeks, and 100% of the parent and guardians said the same amount. The paraprofessionals, they want to use this once a week. That's how useful they believe this tool would be. And this is exciting for us and reinforces that something we already know and that we all care. And we want more tools in the toolbox to serve the child. Naturally, we know the parents and the guardians want the very, very best for their children, and they will seek out resources day in and day out for them. And we know from the qualitative side, in speaking with these paraprofessionals directly, they too are absolutely craving more resources for their toolbox too. We know they have strong relationships with these students, and they want to be successful day in, day out, all year long with the child they are assigned. But what was interesting in the qualitative research that we did is with the general education teachers, they are very curious and wanting and desiring the same set of tools in their toolbox because they know they will be more prepared to help students of all learning abilities in their classroom. With a little bit different angle with Sonic training, we asked about the professional development path and doing progressive training in this manner. And we asked the same groups, would you be interested in a course that dives in a little bit deeper with 4 to 8 sessions in that course, with each one of those lasting 30 to 60 minutes. So we're talking a commitment of time here. And with the teacher group, 78% of them said they would be interested or very interested in this, with 100% of the paraprofessionals and parents and guardians willing to also put in this level of time with an online e-learning platform for professional development. This shows willingness, and this is advancing and can provide systemic change for all of us. So, the other thing that we definitely want to deliver with Sonic is do it in ways that are in formats, that are useful and relevant and accessible. And we know that students don't always learn in the same way, just like adults don't either. And the top methods that the top delivery methods that the teacher group, the paraprofessional group, and parent guardian surveys resulted in is they want to learn by video first in this online platform, written word second, live webinar third, and podcast 4. We plan to cater to these preferences with Sonic. But overall, what we really confirmed is that there is a true desire to learn more. Across all the survey groups, 79% of them said they would spend at least 15 to 30 minutes on virtual distance learning training or professional development within each type of platform. So if we think about this cumulatively, how much knowledge they would be accessing and we collectively would be accessing through these different formats, the 4 formats that we just previously mentioned. We also learned that the strategies being used today vary greatly across the classrooms, across the schools, across our state, and we know that to be true and accurate because we know not all students learn the same way and not all strategies are going to work the same with different students. And here are some of the most commonly used strategies today, and right here we know there are strengths with them. And here are some of the comments made by the teacher groups, paraprofessional groups, and the parent-guardian surveys of the strengths of the current programs being used. But we also know the success and those strengths are because of the expert stakeholders like you implementing them. Yet we also learned that when you and other stakeholder experts want to know more information and go out to research, they're researching everything from Google to Teachers Pay Teachers to occupationaltherapy.net to WebMD to Facebook groups with like-minded teachers to colleagues and friends. So one of the things we also learned from the qualitative side is that the groups were very excited to think about an online tool that has the same content accessible 24/7 that they can go to first. And there was a level of frustration spending so much time trying to research the specific topics they were needing at that moment. And the amount of time they talked about saving, being able to go to a single tool was invigorating. So we have all of our expert stakeholders here with us being student and child-centered focused. And together, we can envision, and I just ask you to take a moment here and sit back and really imagine and envision what a school day could look like when all of our expert stakeholders here are building a very strong foundation of knowledge, terminology, and strategies. And we're continually growing our expertise together to create that content that is consistently relevant and timely, and we will have a continuous feedback and communication path on each of those, on what strategies are working best and how we can share those best strategies across the schools. But at the end of the day, we all share what's in the middle here, the student and the child. Our goal is to have the students and child thriving educationally, emotionally, and socially. And we just ask you to, again, envision, think about the success of the student and the staff. We ask you to think about that little sparkle that you'll see in their eyes. And most importantly, the smiles of confidence on the child's face. So all of this, the qualitative and the quantitative results, creates an output that makes us even more motivated and determined to continually strive down this path. And we hope it inspires your curiosity to learn more as well. And if you're interested in being a part of some of our ongoing surveys that are happening right now and in the midsummer into fall, please contact me at tntbushgrant@gmail.com, and Kim will have her contact information as well. But after all of this, we know Sonic calls for progressing the now and the future of how we educate each other and creating ongoing forward-thinking strategies. And we thank you for your time, and Kim will close with a few comments.
Thank you, Carrie. As you can tell, TNT has never been afraid to trailblaze just a little bit. And we're pioneering unique and innovative ways of how to connect. One area that we reached out into another partner is the SEEK Cooperative, the after-school network. And when we presented our plan to them a year ago, they presented it to all of their 50 cohorts across the United States. There was not one plan to serve children with special needs, with social, emotional, or behavior. And we feel very honored to share with our state of how we could look at children being a third of our population, but they are 100% of our future. We need to prepare them to be choice ready. With the expert stakeholders working collaboratively together to provide our North Dakota schools the highest quality of resources, we will work in partnership to solve and apply methods and strategies to keep children learning and educators teaching. Sonic is a solution to close the gap to help children learn by providing each stakeholder ongoing resources to support them. It does take a community. It takes a community to grow a child. Together as a state, we will work collaboratively. And as Dr. Sleddy mentioned in the video, TNT will not quit. We will always continue to solve any challenge put in front of us to help support a child. I close today when I think about imagine the impact Sonic could have if we were in every school across North Dakota. Think of the possibilities, day-to-day access, 24/7 convenience, multiple platforms, training models, and intervention strategies from each expert, you, the stakeholder. Together, we can create a systemic change that will light the spark that can unlock the potential of a child. Strategies will continue to change as we learn more about the child and what their needs are. Please feel free to reach out to Carrie or myself throughout the day with any questions or comments. We're excited to bring Sonic to our community. We've been developing for 15 years we're profoundly honored to share it with our state here today. We thank you for the opportunity. We've appreciated being here. And today, we talk about Sonic. Tomorrow, hopefully Sonic will be in our schools. Thank you.